Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Today onwards we will begin another text. And the text is named as Changadeva Paasashti. Paasashti is, Paasashta in Marathi means 65. In Hindi, Paisat. English, 65. Paasashta. Paasashti becomes a noun. See? So, Changadeva Paasashti. This was addressed to Changadev. And by whom it was addressed? It was addressed by the great master Santa Jnaneshwar Maharaj. So, this is how it is a letter of 65 couplets addressed to the great yogi Changadev, sometime in the 12th century. So, then naturally the question comes, who is Jnaneshwara and who is Changadev? So, about Jnaneshwara, if you want to know in detail, to a great extent, not completely, you can read and study the introduction that we have given about the life of Santa Jnaneshwar Maharaj in our commentary on Amrita Anubhav. There you will get all details. Now here also I will tell you only which is pertaining to the Changadeva Maharaj. All other things are pertaining to his whole life. We do not need it at this stage in this particular text. Therefore, this great Jnaneshwar Maharaj, they were 4 brothers and sisters. Elder one was Nivrittinath, younger one was the Jnaneshwara, third one was Sopanadev, and the 4th sister was Muktabai. And to cut the story short, because they were born to a sannyasi, Vittal Panta, and therefore they were excommunicated from the society. And when the children were growing, came to the age of getting themselves the sacred thread, that time the orthodoxy was at its peak. And therefore when they approached the Dharma Dhurandhar, those who were trying to protect the Dharma, they said, no, it is not possible. You are excommunicated because according to the rules and regulations, a sannyasi cannot get remarried and again produce children, it is not. Therefore, these children are born to such a couple, therefore they will not be accepted in our community. Then they say, we cannot do, you go to Python. So that was another seat of orthodoxy. And there, those young children, that time, Nivrutinath must have been hardly about 16, 15. Dhaneshwar Maharaj was hardly 12. Sopandev was another 2 years younger, and Muktabai was hardly 10, 12 years or 10 years of age. So all those distances between Anandi and Paitan, those days no transport, no nothing, no money to go or hire any bullock cart. They walked through the forest and all that and reached there. After having reached there also, the Pandits do not accept. They were told, no, you cannot be accepted in our society. Then what is to be done? So he said, you are talking about that everything is Paramatma. There is no difference between the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, human being, animal, plant, kingdom. There is no difference. Therefore, can you make this buffalo, male buffalo, chant mantras? And Dhaneshwar Maharaj was a great born yogi. So he made him chant the Samaveda mantras. And as a result, all of them were dumbfounded. And they recognized the greatness of this Dhaneshwar Maharaj. And thereafter they were recognized, accepted. On their way to Anandi back at Nevasa, he delivered 18 discourses on Bhagavad Gita, which is known as the Bhavartha Deepika. And there was one person who died. So to that person, his name was, and I don't remember his name, he is Sachidananda Baba. He died, but he was enlivened. And then he became his writer, a steno. And in this manner, so many lovely compositions are attributed to Sant Dhaneshwar Maharaj, which includes this Dhaneshwari or Bhavartha Deepika, then Amrita Anubhav, his experiences. We are exhaustively dealt with that. Do read it, study it, listen it. And then this Changadeva Paasashti. And in addition, so many abhangas and compositions on the yoga and everything, devotion. So he has included all kinds of approaches to the reality in an exhaustive way. And in this manner, this is actually it is a letter from Dhaneshwar Maharaj to Changadeva Maharaj. So it is a personal thing. But then it became a great advice, a great text for the study and evolution on the spiritual path. This is in short something about Sant Dhaneshwar Maharaj. Then we will know about who are the Yogi Raj Changadeva Maharaj. Normally people have this notion that the Changadeva was only a yogi and he didn't know anything. No. It was not like that. Therefore, in the district of Ahmednagar in Maharashtra, there is a place called as Narayan Doh. And there was a great Orthodox Brahmin, Mudhopanta. He was very sincere, pure, and engaged in all the religious and rituals, and great devotee of the Lord. To him was born this child Changadev, and he was extremely handsome, fair complexion, and therefore Changla means beautiful, Changla. So therefore he was named as Changadev. And thereafter he was discovered to be a great genius. When he used to go with his father for the various puja, etc., he has, only by listening from his father, all the pujas and the Sri Sukta, Rudra, Purusha Sukta, Atharva Shirsha, all these things, he by hearted when he was hardly 3 years of age, 4 years of age. Then when he became 5 years, he was to be done, the sacred thread, Maunja, and after that was done, at the age of 16, he was expert in all the Vedas, Dasha Granthi as it is called technically. Thereafter, another 3 years or so, he studied all the Puranas, all the Smriti Granthas, and he was also expert in the music, similarly the astrology, Jyotisha, then Mantra, Tantra, then Garudi, all these, all the Vidyas, he became expert. He was extremely intelligent and yet he was a great devotee. And therefore, his devotion was towards Bhagwan Shiva, and he used to address this Shiva as Vatesh, one of the names of Shiva. And it is said that his guru was also named as Vatesha, and he was thinking his guru is none other than Shiva. And in this manner, at the age of 20, he was a great established wise man of his time. And although he had all these things, yet he was not content in learning more and more. So, in his place, all that is to be learned was learned. He said, now there is nothing more I can learn in this place. So, he migrated to Kashi. Kashi or Varanasi is the oldest place of wisdom, knowledge, etc. He went there. And there also he was very much appreciated because of his knowledge and everything. And then he asked, is there somebody who can teach me yoga? I want to study and learn yoga. And then he learned yoga from a very difficult type of yogi who was living in a cave, and it was impossible to enter the cave. It was like a tunnel, and yet he had all the Shaktis, therefore he could control all the animals, everything on the way, and he went and sat in front of his guru. And within 7-8 years, he learned everything. All the siddhis were at his disposal. He had everything that is to be known. And when he came out, then he could enliven anybody, he could bless anybody, and things will happen. Vak siddhi, everything has happened to him. And in this manner, he was moving around and he became one of the most sought after Mahatma. He had thousands and hundreds of disciples all over. And with this glory, the great life of a great achievement, he was moving from one place to another. And yet, this is the most important point, yet he was tired of this greatness. Friends, remember, you can never get interested in these worldly achievements. It can never attract your mind after some time. Initially, yes. Because we feel, oh, what a great thing. I'll tell you my personal experience, what it means. Then you will also understand. See, those who are very poor, they went to some places and earned a lot of money. Now they are multi-millionaire. Yet there is no fulfillment in that. So what? You see, okay, never mind. It cannot attract. Now this is regarding the wealth, etc. or name and fame. How people recognize you. Then the second step comes. The achievements in your the other worldly life. So this happened many years before, maybe about 30. Somebody from probably Khopoli came and asked me, Swamiji, we are publishing a souvenir and therefore we want you to give an article. I said, look here, I have never written anything. I am not a writer. So I cannot give. He said, no, Swami, please don't say no. We have been hearing you and we want you to write something. So I said, okay, you write, I will simply talk. And then I spoke something, I don't remember what it is. And then it was printed, published. And then he came with that article, that souvenir to me. And that time I discovered. When he gave me that, I was not interested in anything, no contents, other than my name, my article. such a great attraction achievement. See? Then you get the kujli of it. And slowly, when one after another books were published here and there by God's grace and Guru Krupa. See friends, so when that article was published, I used to ask my Swamiji, Swamiji, I want to write on this thing. No, not now, afterwards. Again I asked, now should I write? No, not now. Third time when I asked, I was told, look here, when you become qualified, work will come to you. You don't have to run after the work. It's such a great instruction. See? Is it not our day-to-day experience? If I want to learn something, let us take about cooking. So I will not go and ask man, I will ask the amma who knows the cooking very well. See? If I had to go a long distance in somebody's car, so I will find out a person who is free, who is a good driver, who is not a boring person, and he has a car and he has the willingness to go, then I will go with him. See? So when we want to do something, we are searching for a right person, is it not? Exactly the same way. See? Same way. The work is waiting for, searching for a right man. If you are perfect, work will come to you. This was the instruction given to me. So I felt very down. See, but anyway, you have to obey the teacher, the Guru. Then afterwards, I wrote on Sadachar. And when I showed it to Swamiji, he was so happy, so happy. Thereafter, that was done. Then the second thing I took Panchadashi. And when I showed 5th chapter of Panchadashi handwritten to him, that happened in Dehradun. So he was, taking a glass of juice. He took little bit. And then he asked me to hold it. So I was holding. And he was reading too. And he was so thrilled. Wow, like that. Then he told me, we will bring out this like my Holy Gita. So I mean, the book is Holy Gita, commentary on Bhagavad Gita. And then again I took the glass to him. He said, you take it. See? Therefore, unless we are qualified, the work doesn't come to us. And all the achievements thereafter, books after books published. Now, there is nothing greatness about it. Even if the other day I asked Savita, I said, hey, that book we are not published. So she put the book in front of me. Said, this is published already. Oh, I don't know it. Now if you ask me how many, I won't know. Because there is no interest. Worldly achievement cannot give you fulfillment. See? It cannot give you fulfillment. This is exactly what has happened with this great yogi, great wise man. He was tired of this greatness. Everybody, see, we have the child in us must not die. See, friends, if the child in us dies, then we are gone. We are no more spiritual seeker. Therefore, although he was so much followed by thousands and thousands of his followers and disciples, but then he saw there is a constant fighting among the disciples. I am closer to you, I am closer to him. And then I know more yoga, I know more siddhis I have got, and I know so many people. I am very close to Maharaj. I only give him every day coffee in the morning. You don't give. And then this jealousy, frustration, anger, fighting. See? This made him miserable. then how these great masters can live with this? Another example, experience I'll tell you. We were in probably Calcutta. I don't know whose house we were. And some people came from Allahabad, mission people. And we were having satsang. And after some time, Swami wanted to go to his room. So we all got up. He put his hand on my shoulder and he was walking slowly. And then he told me, and what was discussed in that thing? Nothing but complaints. He said, don't listen to these people. Anywhere you go, this is going to happen. He said, my Guru told me not to get involved in this thing. I did not listen to him. This is the punishment I had to go through. They keep on fighting among each other. They talk about Vedanta, Ekameva Dvitiya, but keep on fighting. I am totally indifferent. So when I am here, I just listen as if I listen, but I don't listen. It cannot be changed. It is like that. Similarly, he was fed up of his disciples constantly fighting, but he has to continue the drama. Therefore, although he was living among them, but in the heart of his heart, he was not at peace. And therefore, he was extremely hungry of the bliss that is. And therefore, when he has reached this stage, he heard that there is a great young yogi who has made the buffalo chant the Vedic mantras, and he was stunned because he had all the siddhis and he knew he could control the matter, he could control the jivas because he could enliven the people, dead one. But he could not make the inert matter speak. And then he found out none of the siddhis that he has is ever able to do this. And then, because he had the Jyotisha also at his disposal, so he did the Jyotisha Shastra, putting the various planets here and there at a particular time, and it was revealed to him that Bhagwan has taken avatar on earth. And when that reading came out, he became stunned and got into deep samadhi. And when he used to be in samadhi, he used to be levitated up in the air and he used to be sitting there. And in the ashram, this has to be training, a tradition, that whenever this his samadhi is over, he will coming down on the floor, and then anybody who is in front of him, a dead body, that dead body will become enlivened and he will be again. He had that siddhis in him. And after that, he will be done arti. You must have seen many Mahatmas have this tradition. If you see the Shirdi Sai Baba's story, there also. Now also you go to the Shirdi temple, there are so many artis. One is Kakad Arti, then second Arti, then the Madhyana Arti, and then evening Arti, and the Sage Arti. So this Puja, Arti, Prasad, Naivedya, everything is being done. There also in Satya Sai Baba also. Similarly, in case of this Amritananda Mahima also, they are worshipped like God. So he managed this Changadeva Maharaj, he was worshipped like God. And when he came down, and then he said, stop now this puja and arti. From now onward, no puja, no arti. Bhagwan has come in this world. Therefore, stop that. He stopped all that. And thereafter, he was completely disillusioned about his own comfortable and prosperous life. Then he sent one of his disciples to find out the details about this young man, who is he, what is he, and he wanted to get a message for him. Therefore, he sent a blank paper that you please go and give it to him. Now, the distance between the ashram of Changadeva Maharaj to Alandi was about 300 kilometers. Those days, 12th century. So he took for him almost a month or so. He went, gave it to him, and when that blank paper was given, so and Dhaneshwar Maharaj gave that blank paper to his sister Muktabai, who was hardly that time any age. So, as a child, she said, "Oh, he has been 1400 years of age and yet he is empty. He knows nothing. Even he could not write a letter. He is blank." When this the statement was made, immediately the eldest brother Nivrittinath said, no, don't say like that. He is telling, I am pure here. I have emptied myself fully. Now please guide me further. This is the meaning of that blank paper. And then he tells Dhaneshwar Maharaj that now you kindly send him a message that there is no division between you and me. We are one. There is but one reality expressing in different ways. And to tell this, Dhaneshwar Maharaj wrote this Changadeva Paasashti. And he knew who is this Changadeva. He was a great scholar, yogi, everything. Therefore, he knew who is this Changadeva. And be attentive. When the listeners are of higher quality, accordingly the thoughts come. See, this is Bhagwan's Leela. See, friends, like when we used to go to so many places, then Swamiji, what will you talk? I said, I don't know what I will talk. Whatever comes, it will happen. So depending upon the type of people, we do not know who they are, but the God knows. Then according to that, the right kind of thoughts come. Therefore, you will see Satsanga is never a prepared lecture. It happens. Similarly, when Dhaneshwar Maharaj knew the greatness of Changadeva Maharaj, so the best of the instructions have come out of him in the form of the poetry. And this is how the Changadeva Paasashti 65 couplets were written. And after that, again it took time, and that messenger went back after a month or so. He gave it the paper to him. And he read that paper. And he was in tears. So, as regard knowledge is concerned, he was 100% clear that the world is Maya, Brahma is one, Ekameva, everything. Like we talk, that you are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect. But when it is hunger, then you are hungry. See? So, talking Vedanta is easiest thing in life. That is why I do that. Easiest thing. See? Why I do complicated things? And although he knew, but he did not have the experience. See, friends. Therefore, the POK, practice of knowledge, is converting the information through proper interaction in satsanga into conviction. And that conviction have to be experienced. So that last part, that was remaining in Santa Changadeva Maharaj. That was remaining. And therefore, when he decided, now let me go. So he started from his ashram towards Alandi. It took months because such a big paraphernalia going with him, hundreds and thousands of disciples. He was riding on the tiger and a snake in his hand to control the tiger, and with all the pomp show and all his yogic siddhis, he was going. When this was happening, those who were against Dhaneshwar Maharaj and the four brother sister, they were very happy. Now this Changadeva Maharaj is coming here. Now these Dhaneshwara and the four brothers will be defeated. And then we will be very happy because they were jealous of him. So with that all the things it came, and finally when it was known, told that he is coming riding on a tiger and all that, so that time Nivruttinath Maharaj tells Dhaneshwara, see, he has conquered the Jiva Srishti. Therefore he can control the tiger, the snake. They are under his control. You can see this conquering Jiva Srishti. You will see the lives of many great masters, like Gajananda Maharaj. He could control the horse. He could control the terrible kind of cow who was a problem. See? Similarly, Shirdi Sai Baba, you can see there that the tiger ultimately came and he surrendered himself at his feet and died. This is called control over the Jiva Srishti. Such masters, they are not touched or influenced by any person or anybody in this world because they are controlled over the Jiva Srishti. This Changadeva Maharaj had this control over the Jiva Srishti, and therefore he has come like that. Therefore, Nivruttinath Maharaj told, listen, he is coming here, so let us go and receive him. And then, how to receive him? So, he told, we have to tell him further in such a manner that not only the Jiva Srishti is one, but the whole world is only one. Meaning, Jada Chetana, the sentient and the inert world, they are nothing but the same Paramatma. See? In the language of Vedanta, the Brahma is the Nimitta, Avidna Nimitta Upadan Karan. The material world as well as the sentient world, both of them are the same reality. They appear to be different from each other because of the conditioning through which they are expressing. See? And this is to be told to him. So accordingly you give a message. And that message was to be given. So when he was coming sitting on the tiger, these brothers and sisters, they were sitting on a small parapet wall. So immediately Dhaneshwar Maharaj invoked his yoga and told that wall, mud wall, that let us go and receive him. And this wall floating in the air along with the four brothers and sisters went and landed near where Changadeva Maharaj was getting out, was on his tiger. When he saw that a inert wall could bring the four children floating in the air, he was completely disillusioned. He got out of the tiger and then left the snake, everything, and went running and touched the feet of Dhaneshwar Maharaj. When this happened, all these people who were jealous of Dhaneshwara and others, they were totally dumbfounded. They thought that this Changadeva has come to defeat Dhaneshwara, but they did not know either who was Changadeva or who was Dhaneshwara. Both of them were great. Therefore, we should not have the wrong notion which we normally have. Yoga, this Changadeva did, but he knew nothing. No, he was not ordinary. He had studied everything, 4 Vedas, Upanishad, Purana, Smriti Grantha, then any say, that 64 Vidyas he has studied. Therefore, what we have to understand, we may do everything, but unless we come to discover the truth, life is not fulfilled. This is what Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat krutavrityascha bharata. We have to discover fulfillment in life. And fulfillment can come only when we come to know our essential self. Otherwise, it will be only erudition, scholarship, name, ashram, disciples. See? And after that was over, Then Dhaneshwar Maharaj and they were staying together in Alandi for almost 2-3 years. And during that time, whatever has happened has happened. And one day, after finishing the housework, etc., Muktabai went to the river Indrayani for taking bath. So she took out her clothes and went into the river to take bath. And that very time it so happened, there are different versions of this event. It so happened that Changadeva Maharaj happened to come to the river for offering the arghya, etc. And when he saw her in the river, then immediately he turned his face and was going away. So Muktabai asked him, "Hey, why are you going? Come here." So when he came, he said, "Still you have not given up the differentiation between man and woman? See, they are made of the same stuff. What is the difference between man and woman? No difference." And after that she put on her clothes and then gave him the ultimate. There is one abhanga which I will read. Nirgunache dahani parna savisa tetha pahudala suta muktaisa nija nija vada na kari pai aadi anahata tari vajavita avinasha parna avyakte vinala tethe pahudala madha yogi raja दे ऐसी निद्रा तुझ लागो दे रे पुत्रा मुक्ताई खेचरा उपदेशी mantra. So then Muktai, she gave him the Shaktipat Diksha, and whatever was the last impurity that was burnt, and he discovered fulfillment in his life. Thereafter, for about 3 years they lived, and then Dhaneshwar Maharaj took Samadhi, Sopandev Maharaj took Samadhi, and then after about a month or two, this Changadeva Maharaj also took Samadhi. And those who have come with me, you know, we have gone to Changadeva Maharaj Samadhi in Puntamba. It is nearer to Shirdi. And in this manner, this great text, Changadeva Paasashti, has come to our help. Now, let us read and try to understand this Changadeva Paasashti. Verse by verse. Swasti Sri Vateshu Jo Laponi Jagada Bhasu दावी मग ग्रासु प्रकटला करी प्रकटे तव तव न दिसे लपे तव तव आभासे प्रकट ना लपला असे न खोमता जो बहु जव जव होए तव तव काहीच न होए काही न होनी आहे अवघाची जो. See, the language is a constant contradiction. Swasti. Whenever we start anything auspicious, any undertaking, it is a tradition and necessity that we invoke divine grace. See? If you see all the pothis, all the writings, like if you take Brahma Sutra, Atha to Brahma Jinyasa, Atha is the first word which came out from the mouth of Brahmaji. Therefore, it is most pure one. See? Om Namo Ji Adya Veda Patipadya. Dhaneshwar Maharaj started his Bhavartha Deepika with this Om Namo Ji Adya. Similarly, you see the Upanishad. They start with the same kind of Swasti mantra. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. For the Ishavasya, with this we begin. See, friends. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu. Kathopanishad, we begin with this thing. In this manner, any auspicious remembrance is necessary before we undertake anything. It's very important. So, how did Gnaneshwar Maharaj started? Swasti. Those of you who have gone to Bali in Indonesia, which is a Hindu state, Bali, there you will see they greet each other, Swasti, Swasti. As we say thank you, there the locals say Swasti. So, Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. With this auspicious feeling, any good work should be started. Meaning what? Whatever you have to do, must do it cheerfully, happily, not as a burden. The same thing we tell when you are sitting for your prayers, meditation, whatever name you give, must be cheerful and happy. Swasti. Swasti, Sri Vateshu. Now this Changadeva Maharaj, his Ishta Devata was Lord Shiva. And that of Gnaneshwar Maharaj also Shiva. So, Vatesha is the name of Lord Shiva, and it is also mentioned somewhere I read that the Guru from whom Changadeva Maharaj has learned the whole Yoga Shastra, he was also named as Sri Vatesha, and therefore Swasti Sri Vateshu. So, may there be blessings on you, let there be auspiciousness for you, Vateshu. So, it is a kind of a pun addressing to Changadeva as Vatesha. One of the names of Changadeva was also Vatesha. In one publication, I was surprised to see Changadeva Maharaj lived for 1400 years, because every year he used to transform his body, and then he will be again as if reborn. So every time he will transform his body and reborn, he used to name himself differently. So there are 14 names of Changadeva Maharaj. Siddha Changa, Nishchal Das Changa, Nagesh Changa, Mudhesh Changa, Anakar Changa, Chakrapani Changa, Manisiddha Changa, Shiva Yogi Changa, Chindha Devi Changa, Changadeva Changa, Vateshwara Changa, Buti Changa, Nahama Changa, and Satya Siddha Changa. These are the 14 names to Changadeva Maharaj, because he lived for 1400 years. So every year he will be having a new name. See? Like earlier, his name is Dabbu. Then he goes to the school. Then there is a different name from the school, and from calling name is different. In the school, the name is something great, like Mrityunjay, and calling name Mattu. See, wow, Mrityunjay ka Mattu. In this manner, he had 14 different names. So one of them was this Sri Vateshu, Swasti Sri Vateshu. Hey Changadeva Maharaj, all auspiciousness be for you. Now immediately the text started. This is the beauty of Upanishadic approach to the truth. If you see any Upanishad, right in the beginning they will start. See, Sadeva Somya idam agra asit nanyat kinchata. Immediately start with the reality. Here also say, Jo laponi jagada bhasu, davi maga grasu, pragatala kari. So in these three small sentences, the truth is revealed so beautifully. To jo laponi jagada bhasu davi. So if you read this way, it becomes a complete sentence. Jo laponi jagada bhasu davi. When the Vateshu, the Paramatma, the Shiva, the Brahman, Bhagavan, when he is unmanifest, Laponi, when he is unmanifest, then the world of names and forms appears. Now the question is, Paramatma is infinite. How can he hide? See, infinite cannot be hidden. Second thing, because if he is hiding, he is running somewhere, but infinite cannot run anywhere. Like the space, how can you hide the space? And how can the space run away to hide itself behind something? So when it is said, Jo laponi jagada bhasudavi, he who is hiding himself and thereafter the world appears. Isn't it contemplative? Jo laponi jagada bhasu, maga grasu prakatala kari. And when he again becomes manifest, so when he becomes manifest, when he grasu, when he eats away the total world. This is how this Paramatma Sri Vateshu is. It will go slowly and deep. Now prakate tava tava nadise. So whenever the world is seen, he is not seen. But whenever he is seen, prakate tava tava nadise. Then when he becomes manifest, the world is not seen. When the world is manifest, he is not seen. Lape tava tava abhase. And when Paramatma is hidden, then again the world comes into experience. And prakata na lapala ase na khomatazo. But in fact, what is happening? Neither he is manifesting nor he is unmanifesting. Thus, without doing anything, he is doing everything. This kind of language can be possible to be comprehended only those who have heard last so many months and months together all our Vedantic approach to the reality. See? So let us go first again. Jo laponi jagada bhasu. If Paramatma is infinite, how can he hide? Like if the space is infinite, how can the space hide? I am taking it systematically. If the vision is infinite, infinite means what? It includes all colors and all forms, which is all inclusive. See? Then how this vision is covered? It is because of the vision only we can see everything. But how see we are told that vision is covered? How important it is. This vision is covered because we are lost in the varieties of names and forms. Varieties of names and forms are specialities added on to the vision. Meaning what? What is red is not yellow. What is yellow is not blue. What is blue is not purple. See? So, what is the vision? Vision is non-specific, common, without any speciality. It is common. But what is our approach to life? We are constantly lost in something special. See? If we want to please somebody, what do we say? Hey, you are someone special for me. And then that fellow becomes bloated. Yes, I am special. Being special is an abuse. And therefore, real spiritual practice is giving up all speciality associated with us. So these specialities are hiding the divinity. Therefore, Jo laponi jagada bhasu, Because we are given too much importance to the worldly objects, our sense organs are hidden. Because we are given too much importance to the sense organs, our mind is hidden. Because we are given too much importance to the mind, our wisdom is hidden. Because we are given too much importance to the wisdom, the reality is hidden behind the wisdom. I am wise, you are fool. Okay? See, friends, so wherever there is appearance of the duality, and when that duality is given a status of reality, the truth is hidden behind that. This is the meaning. Jo laponi jagada bhasu. Now the question is, now let us take the example of the space. The space is hidden. Now how will you prove that the space is hidden? We will able to understand, appreciate it when you are staying in Bombay. 1 BHK, 2 BHK. And in that 1 BHK, it is so congested. So, we are not living in 1 BHK only on the floor, but also on the walls. So, the dining table is fitted on the wall. When there is a need, then we unlock it and bring it down, finish our lunch or dinner, and then again it goes back. So the flooring area is expanded and extended to the walls also. How important it is to understand. Space gets hidden when our attention is on the contents. So when you take a box, suitcase, and you have to go somewhere, so you keep on putting the things. This is required, that is required. Shoe pairs, there are at least 9 shoe pairs. How many days we are there? We are there for 9 days. Okay, so 9 shoe pairs. And you keep on adding so many things in that. And then there is not enough space that you can put everything. Then somehow you put it and sit on this suitcase and try to pull the chain, and the chain gives way. Then you become frustrated. See? Why? There was no space. So we recognize space with reference to the contents. Be attentive. We recognize our vision with reference to the colors and forms. Don't we go to the doctors and tell, Doctor Saab, these days I can't see properly. So that time we have discarded the colors and forms and we have come to the vision. See? Recognize this. The objectivity and the status of reality given to the objectivity hides the subject. See? So, the wife is hiding the woman. So, whenever the wife is miserable, there you should understand this, remember this thing. Jo laponi jagada bhasu. The lady is hiding behind the wife. Then how she hides? By pretending that she is miserable. Nobody likes me. Actually, nothing is happening to that lady. But she is covering herself with the covering of the wife. If this you understand, then you will understand this thing. So, laponi, jagada, bhasu, abhasa, it appears but doesn't exist. See, the woman exists, the wife doesn't exist. See? Deham pranam api indriyanya bichala buddhim cha shunyam viduhu stri balanda jadopamastu hamiti bhranta vrisham vadinaha. Maya kalpita, Maya shakti kalpita mahamoha vyamoha samharine tasmai Sri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Sri Dakshina Murtaye. Maya Shakti Kalpita Mahavyamoha Samharine. that which is undoing the covering. Therefore, jo laponi jagadabhasu, when the truth is overpowered by the superimposed. See, friends, now if we apply this principle in our life, you will see, we are sometimes overpowered by the desire. Then we forget. See? Sometimes we are overpowered by a particular dish. And we know we are having diabetes. We are not supposed to eat it. But it is so nice here. I'll just take it. Of course, it is prasad. Na? Prasad is okay. Diabetes is not against prasad. And then I'll take one more injection today. But let me eat. See? So, our craving for the objectivity in our life is the one which is hiding the Paramatma. So Paramatma is not hiding. It is hidden because of the coverings which we have put. See, friends. Now the common example given is the snake and the rope. Now the snake on the rope is seen by the rope or by the person. From the rope's point of view, there is no snake. Then who is seeing the snake on the rope? Snake on the rope is not on the rope. It is nowhere in the mind also of this person, in the eyes also. Yet it appears like the mirage waters. What is the reason? Because the substratum is hidden. See, jo laponi, the rope is hidden. How the rope is hidden? There is something, but what it is not known. So there is something is the knowledge, but what it is not known is ajnanam, apurna jnanam. Knowledge is never absent. So when there is the perception of there is something, and it is looking long like a rope, so when we don't know what it is, then the mind will start projecting. Oh, it is a snake. No, that snake which is non-existing is covering the rope. So, for whom is this world? Jagad Abhasa. Jagad Abhasa is not for Paramatma. It is for you and me. Because Paramatma is hidden behind the Panchakoshas. See, friends, man is hidden behind the son, the husband, the father, the brother-in-law, the father-in-law, the son-in-law. How many burdens on us? And behind that, the man is hidden. Therefore, Swasti Sri Vateshu Jo Laponi Jagada Bhasu. Therefore, remember, world does not exist from Paramatma's point of view. Directions do not exist from space's point of view. How simple. Waves and ocean do not exist from water's point of view. Water does not become ocean. Water doesn't become wave. Water is water only. Swasti Sri Vateshu Jo Laponi Jagadabhasu Dise Davi. When the substratum is not recognized, the appearance becomes real. And Maga Grasu Prakatala Kari. And when we come to know, how do we come to know? We take the right means of knowledge. So what is the right means of knowledge in case of, for example, of snake and the rope? Right means of knowledge is we take a torch and we take a stick so that we can kill the snake. See? And with that right means of knowledge we go, then what do we see? We see the rope. So the rope was rope only. When we have seen it as a snake, that time also it was rope. Now after it was seen as a snake, that time also it was rope. And now when we inquired about the snake has disappeared. Be attentive. After having recognized that it is the rope, will you continue your inquiry where the snake has gone? These things, if we become very clear, you will see you don't have to struggle for chitta vritti nirodha. You don't have to go on imagining, oh Bhagwan, give me your vision. Bhagwan has come in the dream and gone. This is all at the mind level. Therefore, Bhagwan Ramakrishna, Bhagwan Raman Maharshi very clearly tells, any experience which has this story of coming and going, beginning and end, is samsara, jagadabhas. जो लपोनी जगदाभासु दावी मगग्रासु प्रकटला करी. Now some more aspects of this, let us see it tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.